What's up, fam? So I'm scrolling through YouTube and I see this court video where the judge said that child support is not for the child. And so, that flabbergasted me for a second. So, we had to watch it so we can see exactly what this judge is talking about and see if he has a point and see if we agree with him or not. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And when you do subscribe, hit the notification bell so every time I drop a video, you will be the first to know about it. Let's hit it.
He does provide diapers and milk and clothes.
And stuff like that.
Yes, sir.
That's not what child support is for. And I know everybody thinks that child support is for the child, but child support is not for the child.
We do have a temporary order that establishes paternity. I think it establishes a conservatorship and a visitation schedule. And it does establish child support in the amount of $327 per month in child support, $38 per month in medical support, with Ms. Fuentes to provide the health insurance. I believe both parties are here today asking child support be set, and I'll take testimony from the parties on that issue.
Let me make sure. They're joint managing conservators, I take it.
I believe that's correct.
Now, I know you all heard the 300 plus dollars of child support per month, and I was flabbergasted because I'm like, God Almighty, like that's it. I mean, because I remember, I think I paid around about 700 a month, for my daughter. The last, for the majority of the time I was on child support, which wasn't too many years. It may have been. Let me see. I got off maybe. God dang! Hold on, time go by fast. My gosh, I've been off child support for about 3.5, 4 years now. But shoot, college costs and things like that while she's going to school, hell, I'm still paying. So ain't like that's probably why I don't, remember exactly what time I got off. But it's been about 4 years since I've been off child support. So I was on it maybe like 5, 6 years at the most. I think something like that. Well, since junior high, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. But anyway, $700 a month was about what I was paying, the last few years of child support. So when I see 300 something dollars and $38 for insurance, I mean, like, damn, what kind of insurance do you have? Because shoot, I know for me and my daughter in insurance, it's at least 100, half, 200, me and the family, whatever. So to pay $38 a month for health coverage, that's a dang on good deal, man. Let's see what they say. Joint management conservatorship. I'm sure y'all can read this. Y'all can pause and read these quotes on the video at your leisure, man. All right.
I'm pulling up that order now. Yes, they're appointed joint managing conservators.
And standard visitation.
It looks like it was a phased in period of possession.
Has there been any family violence?
There wasn't a non-disclosure order.
So say joint managing conservatorship mean I guess they split everything equally, but still, well, so 30 something was at 60 something, almost $70 a month for insurance for the child. Okay, that could be about right. So they have to so they splitting everything like custody decisions, medical expenses, this, that, and the third. So they agreed to that. Okay.
In the temporary orders.
Why was there a non-disclosure if there was no family?
There was not.
There was not. Okay. All right. You may proceed.
And real quick, I'm trying not to stop too many times, but just kind of give a background on some things that anytime I see something or hear something that triggers that I can remember that I had to go through or deal with when I went in child support court, I'm gonna try to stop and explain to y'all, kind of break it down so y'all can understand exactly what it means. So I know he said something about the temporary orders, and that's how courts are here in the state of Texas for sure. You go, like they said, assistant attorney general, see judge. I guess this might be the final, might be like the final court hearing. So when you first go to court, you have temporary orders, child support. It'd be like an assistant judge, I guess is what you call them. And you'll go to those hearings 3 or 4 times. I don't like this. I don't like the COVID-19 court cases where, I mean, this is new, but I'm saying like people are at home, at work, in their car, going to, what I'm saying, going to court, you know, and say the COVID-19 is over. So I feel people should go into the courtroom and do these hearings, because you be seeing like this what is this court reporter? What the hell she got on? A t-shirt? Now, if she was inside of a courtroom, she wouldn't have that on. Even these two here, I don't think that he would have. Well, he's at work. This Delathan uh Orman, I think he's at work right now. But still, what I'm saying, you would come in, be respectful, be presentable, and get that respect that you are due by what you're wearing. But like I said, what she got on, that's crazy, man. But anyway. So yeah, so usually go to like a few of these hearings, or a few of these little pre-trials or whatever, courts. So you got depositions, whatever. You're going, you know what I'm saying, you go in there, like say you got like an 8 o'clock, and then if you go in there, you see the docket for the day, you see a like a court case at 8 o'clock, 8:15, 8:38. So they just running them in, bam, 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 and which is jacked up, because to me, I think it's a scam, and it's just a way for them to get more money out of you because they get paid. You know what I'm saying? Court lawyers and judges and court reporters, they can't get paid much if they're not in court. So they'll bring you in and we'll do like a temporary order. Then they bring you back again. Let's bring witnesses. And then they'll bring you back again. Let's bring the kids in. And then the third, fourth, then like the fourth, fifth time, now you go to the head judge, and he or she will put the final order in. So you done been to court like 4 or 5 times and missed work. You know what I'm saying? I done told y'all many a times, if you can't afford to go to court with a lawyer, if you can't afford a lawyer, don't step into a courtroom. If you can't afford a lawyer, don't get married, don't have kids. Because once you get in that courtroom, they will eat your butt alive. And I'm definitely talking to the men for sure. Make sure anytime you do anything, if you can't afford a lawyer, don't drive, don't get a ticket. Don't ever go into a court of law without a lawyer for any reason. May not make sense. You may think it costs too much money, but trust me, the way the system is set up, you need and you have to have a lawyer by your side when you walk into that courtroom. Or, like I said, they'll try to get you, like for real. I mean, you're gonna pay regardless, so you might as well try to pay to try um, to help get your case won for sure. Because if not, it's gonna be a problem. But yeah, like I said, I think it's a scam. You go in there 4 or 5 times, and then they say, okay, here you go. This is your final court order. When they could have done it all at, probably really at the first court case. But like I said, how they gonna get paid if you only come in once?
State would start by calling the father, Mr. Ormond. Mr. Ormond, are you in agreement with the terms of the temporary order being made final? Mr. Ormond, are you in agreement with the terms of the temporary order being made final?
Yes, sir.
So including child support, medical support, all of that? I'll pass the witness.
All right.
State would call the mother, Ms. Fuentes. Ms. Fuentes, are you in agreement with the terms of the temporary order being made final?
Yeah.
I guess I'll pass the witness.
Okay. Obviously, there was something that we're not agreeing on that was unagreed, and the reason we're here.
For real.
So, Mr. Orman, are you agreeing that you're going to pay child support of $327 a month?
Agree.
I'm sorry?
Disagree.
You just agreed to it a minute ago. Now you're disagreeing. Is that what you're telling me?
Couldn't hear you because it was breaking up.
Okay. All right.
Me and Fuentes came to an agreement on that we'll work on our child support through me and her instead of through the system.
What does that mean? You say you and her are going to work on your child support. What does that mean?
We came to an agreement that there won't be no child support.
Now, I went through something similar like this. In the beginning, there was like an agreement because number one, I've always been there for my kids since before they was born. I say that all the time and will repeat that. And no one can dispute that fact. When it was me and my children's mother, or I can say my youngest daughter, because my oldest daughter was too old to get, was too old to be part of the child support uh, proceedings at this time. We had an agreement. I mean, I was there. I was taking care of them. I was doing what I could. I was going to school, trying to work to, I mean, everything that I could. I was picking them up, going to school, coaching, doing homework with them. I was a part of their lives. They would come and stand with me sometimes, back and forth. There was no problem. We had an agreement, but everything was cool. But then, relationship status on my part changed. And so things changed pertaining to the kids with her. Not sure who she talked to or what, you know what I'm saying, or why they tried to put the fear of God. But yeah, you'll have them people, them bitter baby mamas, them single baby mamas or whatever, say, hey, girl, you better put him on child support because once he get this woman, you know what I'm saying, he ain't gonna be taking care of his kids and this, that, and the third. And I've never, ever, ever gave a hint that would happen. And it never have, and it still hasn't happened. But you got people that, you know what I'm saying, you got when you got people in your ear that who lives have been traumatized and damaged by their own actions for the most part, they gonna come and try to ruin you, help you make the wrong decision with the wrong person. Like for real. But yeah, we had an agreement at first, and then all of a sudden, with understanding. Then next thing I know, we got into it. I went to go put myself on child support. When I went down there, or start my own case, when I went down there, they said she had just started the case like the day before, or something like that. So I'm like, okay, so she's okay, so she being for real about this. So somebody told her to put me on child support. But like I said, then we had an agreement, but then all of a sudden she gets a lawyer. And then things changed. Before we got ready to go to court, we had talked and said, these are the agreements. This is what we're going to agree to. By the time we get to court, next thing I know, she has a lawyer. I didn't know she was going to have a lawyer. She has a lawyer, and things changed with that lawyer. But fellas, and ladies too, but fellas, understand. Don't let her tell you that if it wasn't for the lawyer, she wouldn't have did this, that, and the third. Remember, the lawyer works for you. Whoever is paying or whoever the lawyer is representing, they can talk. I mean, hell, they get paid for the gift of gab, but the lawyer works for you, so you make the final call. So yes, if they're trying to railroad you, best believe that other person has something is playing a part in it.
Oh, okay. And why is that? Why no child support?
Because I can support my child throughout without the help of y'all.
What do you do without the help of us?
It wasn't even supposed to even be about child support. I don't even know where they came in at.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Somebody talk to her. Trust me, brother. Somebody got into her ear for whatever reason and said, put that man on child support. Because it makes no sense if you already doing what you're supposed to do. But I'll also say this. I will also say this. Fellas, unfortunately, based on the system in the society that we live in, it's best if you put yourself on child support. It's best to make sure you're on child support. Like, seriously. I mean, because you don't want to have no issue to saying what you paid, what you didn't pay, this and the third. And one day she can get upset. One day your relationship status could change and she could get upset. And then the next thing you know, she got you on child support. And now you owe back child support. I don't know what state. Well, not state was, I know they're in two different states, but I just got to listen to it again and see which state is which. But I know in Texas, when I was put on child support, it could only go back 4 years. But because we had an agreement in the divorce decree for me not paying child support, I didn't have to go back 4 years. You see what I'm saying? But they still tried to get me somehow. But yeah, it's best for you fellas to be put on child support, just so you can it's a less of a headache. I promise you. You may not like it, but it's less of a headache. And if you stay on top of it and do what you're supposed to do, it's a good chance you're gonna get a refund check at the end of it all.
child support is a part of every one of these orders. So
I didn't know nothing about the child support order, and she claimed she didn't leave it.
okay, so you said that you and her have an agreement. What is the agreement that y'all have?
That we'll and do everything as we should as a parent instead of coming through this going through.
Well, she does provide for her.
Hey, Ms. Fuentes, tell me what is y'all's agreement?
Okay, so basically he does support Zari. So he does, whenever I need something, he does provide. So if I need milk, if she needs clothes, whatever the child needs, he does provide.
How old is baby?
She's a year.
1 year.
Yes, so he
And,
does provide diapers and milk and clothes.
and stuff like that.
Yes, sir.
So I'm wondering, are they together or not? This baby is young, a year old, and God, y'all, anyway.
Okay. All right. That's not what child support is for.
Hmm.
And I know everybody thinks that child support is for the child, but child support is not for the child. Child support is for the benefit of the child. The child has to live somewhere, doesn't he?
She does.
That means that somebody's either paying a house note or paying rent or something, right?
Correct.
All right. The child has to have transportation, has to be moved from one place to another. That means there's a possibility somebody has to make a car payment. What
Okay.
happened? I lost somebody.
We lost
I
him.
think, yeah, he works offshore, and so he's on the boat right now. So his
Court reporter probably thought the man hung up. So she got that frown because she said something. She frowned and probably thought he hung up because he was mad about that child support, but he ain't here because he offshore.
his service is a little sketchy.
Let me
But
see if he can get back in. Because what I'm saying is really for his benefit more so than for yours.
you know, I get what you're saying, and if I can kind of give you a little quick background on the situation, it's more so putting
He's
him on the
coming back.
birth certificate.
He's coming back.
Okay. I don't know.
What's the court reporter doing? She needs to keep her butt still. See, she too much watching too much court TV on TV on TV. Nobody will hear what you got to say. But I want to really quick look and see what a offshoreman makes, and it says entry level offshoreman makes about $45,000 to $70,000 a year. Mid level 70 to 110. A rigger 70 plus. Specialized technical driller 80 to 20,000 plus, 120,000 plus. Management supervisor 150 to 500,000 plus. If he's only paying like 300 something dollars a month, he might be entry level. He's probably entry level. He's not making a whole lot to only be required to pay. He's not making. I'm saying probably not even $50,000 a year if he's paying it. Because like I said, he's paying half of what I paid in child support, and I know how much I make, how much I made when I was paying about $650, $700 plus insurance a month. So he's making in the world no more than maybe 50, 55, 60,000 per year.
Are you back, Mr. Armin? All right. There he is. Unmute yourself, Mr. Armin. All right. Go on. Give me the background you was going to give me, Ms. Fuentes.
So essentially, I had started out with applying for Medicaid because I had let the period expire for me to add the baby onto Medicaid. So essentially, he's not on her birth certificate. So I had the social worker when I did the interview and stuff. And so at that time, he was like, well, she's basically telling me that at that time, I told her I got a new job and I was able to put her on my private. So I didn't need the Medicaid anymore. So she was just like, you can add her to you can since I got my own insurance or whatever to add him to the birth certificate, I had to go through the AOG. So I just said okay. And so also we live in two different states, and I didn't want it either. Once that he got onto the birth certificate, that he could just freely come and get her because we were at odds at that time.
Okay, stopping again. That's why Medicaid. That's why, because that's why this happened. Because remember, he said, Mr. Orman said that he don't know where this child support came from, and he said also that Miss Fuentes didn't know where this child support court stuff come from. Well, you were on government assistance, and I know now when you're on that, they want to know who the daddy is. They want to bring you into court, and they want to put that man on child support. Now, Miss Fuentes probably, I'm sure she knew that's what they was going to do, but she said that what she's explaining now is that she's telling him, hey, I'm don't need Medicaid no more. So she's gonna be on my private insurance. So let's kill that. So I'm not sure why this is continuing to go to court, but let's see. Let's see if we can find out an answer.
And so I just said I wanted to put some kind of order. At least in California, you're able to put, get him on the birth certificate and then put an order in California where, you have some kind of agreement, to custody. And since she's so little, I didn't want her to leave my side or leave the state of Texas. So without me. And so with that being said, that's where that came from. Once child support came, I just said I wasn't really interested in child support, but because we had a little back and forth going on, I was like, okay, well, since we're already here, and I spoke to the last lady, she was like, well, the judge basically said it would be, good to put the child support. At that time, I said I wasn't interested in the child support, but they still did the temporary order. So, and that's what I said. And at the same token, I was just like, okay, it didn't really make a difference because he supports Azari. He gives me money for her meal, gives me money for diapers, gives me money for whatever Azari needs, he supplies. While I was on maternity leave, he did pay, he did assist on, paying my cell phone bill and did, assist on, my rent while I was off on disability. So he has help.
Okay, that's
not
good.
taken for him.
That's wonderful. Now, Miss,
So he did pay rent. See, the judge was trying to say that child support ain't just for the child; it's for car notes, rent, insurance. Well, she said he paid some of her insurance while she was on paternity leave, maternity leave.
said Armand, I can't see you, and you're muted. Well, like I was saying earlier, I hope you can hear me. Child support is for the benefit of the child, not for the child. I know everybody thinks as long as I buy milk and that sort of thing, then I'm doing my part. You're not doing your part. Your part is to do all that the child needs. Now, I know both of y'all have some agreement that you've reached and you feel that Mr. Orman is a good man and he is doing his part, and that is enough. However, I'm going to order that he pay child support of $327 a month and cash medical of $38 per month. Either one of you have any additional questions? Now's the time.
Would that payment go through you guys, or he would?
No, ma'am. Child support goes to you.
Okay, and it would just
Now,
be
what
like
you
from
can
his
do-
hands to my hands.
No, ma'am. It goes through the registry. It goes through San Antonio and then to you. And the reason for that is so that we can keep up with how much he's paying, when he paid it. If you want to, every month, once you get that check, you can give it back to him if you want to. You don't have to get it. You don't have to receive it if you don't want to receive it. I'm ordering it because every child is entitled to be supported by both parents.
But she said that he's supporting. This is looking bad on the court system, like seriously, because neither one of them. Now, why they here at this court, I don't think it's that hard to not, because this you can stop child support if you are the mother or custodial parent. If you don't want to put them on child support, just take them off, and then you're not getting government assistance, is what she said. She's not getting it no more. There's no need for child support. Hell, there's too many people out here who have children, who've had children, and then pay a dime of child support, but supported the children. She said that he done paid. Now she say stuff like milk and clothes and stuff like that, whatever. Cause go ahead and think about it. Here's my thing. I wanted to agree with the judge about it's not for the child, it's for the benefit of the child. But I guess the problem is they are in two different states. I think he's in California, she's in Texas. If they were in the same state, living close to each other, the child can come over like every other weekend and every Thursday. So he would get quite a bit of visitation with the child. So I'd be like, there's no need to pay her rent, to pay her car notes, anything else outside of what the child needs, because he pays all his stuff and she's not helping him. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, if she's not helping him, then why do he got to help her? They're both just like, hey, this is what the child needs. Right? Now, that's why I say this makes it seem, it just pretty much proves the conspiracy theory that the courts get part of this money or get reimbursed by the states or the feds for child support. I don't know how, I don't know why I'm not in that system, but this just makes it just kind of validates that, because there's no reason to even have child support if both parents agree that child support is not needed.
The father as well as the mother. not just diapers and not just milk. You're muted, Mr. Orman. I can't hear you. Unmute yourself, then I might be able to hear you.
Hello.
Yeah, I can hear you now. Yeah.
Okay, it's more than just diapers and milk that I done help her with. I mean, when she needs something, I help her with it.
No, it doesn't work like that. She shouldn't have to ask you for anything. That's what child support gives independence to both sides. It frees you from someone calling and asking you all the time for stuff. It frees her from having to basically beg you for stuff. So
You see how he said that? I don't like this. I don't like Judge Collins right now. I couldn't stand the judge that was over my child support court case, man. I wanted to jump over that dang pew pulpit, what do you call it? Damn judge bench or whatever, and choke that woman out. Well, no, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. God, I should have said that. I'm sorry. Because I don't do violence against women. But I was upset. I was highly upset with some of the stuff that she was saying, and it wasn't me. She pretty much tried to make me seem like make me out to be a deadbeat dad, which was the furthest from the truth. The further, but I don't know what my ex told her lawyer. I don't know what the lawyer was telling the judge. I don't know, but it just seemed it just didn't. It was not right, and it hurt, and it pissed me off to the highest of pissivity because I know who I am as a father. Always been there, but I mean, it is what it is. The courts have their reasons for doing what they do, whether we agree with it or not.
no, I'm ordering the child support. I'm sorry.
Well,
What
could
did
child
you do?
support just go on paper instead of going through the
No,
San Antonio?
it's not going to be just on paper. They're going to take the money out of his paycheck. Yeah. Okay. Now, both of you have the right to appeal this if you believe it's unfair, arbitrary, capricious, or you just don't like it. This is out of the 255th District Court. You have 3 working days in which to appeal to that court. That court will give you what's called a trial de novo. That'll allow you to tell the story over again, and then that court will make an independent decision as to what it believes is fair and just.
Which is putting more money in the court systems that has to come out of your pocket. You see what I'm saying? This is why nobody likes the court. I understand why people say, man, forget the judge, forget the court. We don't want the system in our business. The system is shady. That is real shady. Because this is crazy. This is crazy. I'm like, damn. So we got to go through this and then appeal. Why we couldn't appeal before we got to this point?
Let me say this, but every court is going to order child support because we believe that it's fair and just that both parents should support the child.
Okay, I have one more question. What if I move states? I plan to go back to California. I plan to move back to California. Does that mess up anything that I have going on in Texas?
Well, there should be a residency restriction in this order, which would keep you from moving the child to California. You can move anywhere you want, but the child is going to be restricted to Dallas and the contiguous counties unless you ask Mr. Orman for permission to move the child to California.
I don't have that restriction. They said because Mr. Orman lives in Mississippi.
Oh, damn.
Well, then you're right. You don't. You can move anywhere you want. And the child.
Right. So I plan on leaving in November to California. I just hadn't told Mr. Orman yet, but I plan on moving back to California in November. So that's why I just said I don't want the child support, so I could just leave.
You can still get the child support and leave, and they'll send the child support to wherever you want it to go.
Okay.
And Your Honor, the temporary order had had just some initial periods of possession where Mr. Orman would just have possession of the child on the first weekend of the month. I don't know if you want to take testimony on the visitation issue. I haven't really dug into that.
Mr. Orman,
Sir,
when do you want to visit with this child?
every 2 weeks that I'm home,
How often are you home?
I'm home 2 weeks out of the month.
Okay. So you can get the child one weekend of each month of any weekend of your choice.
Okay.
What?
All you have to do is let Ms. Fuentes know when that's going to be.
But
and
she's not leaving the state of Texas, correct?
she can still leave the state of Texas. He can visit with the child wherever you are, ma'am.
Okay. But what I'm saying is, but he can't take the child by himself back to Mississippi.
If he can, he has a weekend. He can pick the child up on Friday, fly to Mississippi, visit with the child during the weekend, fly back on Sunday, and give the child back to you if that's what he wants to do.
Right.
But she's only a year old.
I understand. I'm sure that Mr.
Then can it be
Armin is,
contingent that he would have to give up his address of where he resides?
yes, both of you have to give up your addresses as to where you reside.
He doesn't want to. He
Your,
has
your
to
address?
put his primary residence. I
I'm
don't have
sorry, Mr. Armin, I didn't hear you.
his dad's address.
You're breaking up and I can't hear you,
I
Mr.
can't understand him, Judge.
He's saying that I already have his address. The address I have on file is his dad's address. I just want it to be where I at least want to be able to speak to my child too. I give him the same respect of FaceTiming her while he's at work or while he has it. I want the same.
Well,
Did we
you know,
stipulate that?
I've been doing this a long time, almost 30 years. And I come to the conclusion I do not understand why people can make babies together, but then they can't work together after they have a baby.
What did he say?
I don't know. I couldn't hear you.
Good.
Those are things you're supposed to discuss. That's why we try to say now, trying to promote now, marry before you carry. Because there are things that you need to discuss before trying to create and raise and build a family. Because it just ain't that easy as clapping cakes and a child comes out and everybody lives happily ever after. It just does not work that way. Now, the thing about visitation is I will tell Mr. Orman and Miss Fuentes this. The court will mandate one weekend out the month. He says he's home every 2 weeks. Okay. She can allow him to see him, see the child as much as she want to. Like seriously. Cause hell, they mandated me every 2 weeks. No, every other weekend and every Thursday, which every Thursday was pretty much almost impossible because of work schedules and school schedules. We was in the same, we was like, in the same, like in the Dallas area. But due to like schooling, working, traffic, distance from each other, it was harder. In the beginning, it would have been easier because we was like blocks from each other, or even not even a mile or two from each other. But when my child's mother moved to like Dallas, it was like 45 minutes to an hour. Well, I say 45-minute drive, but again, it was like kind of tough because you're talking about getting off work in the evening. So you're talking about leaving, like driving an hour to go get my child, bring her back home. But I still would during the week go to her school, eat lunch with her, pick her up during the week, maybe go take her to go eat lunch somewhere. This and the third, and then on weekends she would come on Friday. She'd come with me. You know what I'm saying? It was like it was never an issue of me seeing my child or my children at any time. You know, because the first thing she would say is, "You come get it anytime you get ready." You know what I'm saying? So y'all could so these two y'all could do what y'all really want to. The thing is, if you don't get her on those appointed weekends or those appointed dates, then that could become a problem. That's all I'm saying. But make sure you can see, because but then she talking about moving back to California. Dang, what the hell did you do, brother Orman?
What'd you say, Dad?
I said, Judge, that's the same thing I said.
You're willing to work with Miss Fuentes, right? And to make sure y'all rear this child together?
Sir?
Okay. Yes, sir. Oh, you didn't hear me?
No, he couldn't hear you.
No, sir.
Okay. What is is this a joint managing conservatorship or what is this? What kind of conservatorship do we have?
It's joint under the temporary orders.
Okay. That means that the two of you are supposed to work together to rear this child. You don't have to be in the same house. You don't have to be in the same state, but you do have to make decisions together to do what's best for your child. You believe the two of you can do that?
Yes, sir.
Okay, then we don't have a problem. I need an order, Mr. Wright, finding, I'm going to make the temporary order final with child support of $327 a month, cash medical $38 a month, joint managing conservatorship, standard visitation. Standard visitation won't really begin until a child is 3 years of age. And the reason I'm putting that in there is because then the child will be able to fly, all the other things necessary. Okay.
So until then, is it the same schedule as under the temporary order?
Is that what's in the temporary order?
So the temporary order just says that he has the first weekend of each month, or from 9 a.m. Saturday to 7 p.m. Sunday.
The hell?
Due to my work schedule, due to my work schedule, I would be at work on some first 4 hours of the month. So I agree with the judge and offered the first time.
What it is he can choose any weekend of the month. It does not have to be the first weekend. He has one weekend per month of his choice. And then we'll go to a standard visitation arrangement when the child is 3 years of age.
And is that Friday at 6 to Sunday at 6?
Yes, Friday at 6 to Sunday at 6, or whatever the parties agree. A standard visitation arrangement allows the two of you to work out how y'all want the visitation to take place.
Right.
Okay, so if I understand correctly, you're saying that he can have any weekend of the month to come get her, right, as we speak, but she cannot go to Mississippi.
I'm not saying she can't go, she can't go to Mississippi. I'm not saying that. I said he had
But you
one
said
weekend.
flying.
Yeah.
You said no flying till she's 3, or no.
All right. Listen to Ms. Fuentes. He has the right to pick the child up on Friday, but he has to return the child on Sunday. If he want to drive and drive back and kill himself, that's fine with that type of driving. That's a long drive. Or he can fly, but he has to have the child back by 6 o'clock on Sunday.
Okay, so what's standard visitation after she turns 3? What does that change to?
Still, he'll have one weekend a month of his choice if y'all live over 100 miles away from each other. If you don't live over 100 miles away from each other, then standard visitation would mean that he'd get the first, third, and fifth weekends of each month from 6 o'clock on Friday until 6 o'clock on Sunday. He also gets 30 days in the summer, any 30 days of his choice. In the event he does not choose a particular 30 days, he gets the month of July. He gets alternating spring breaks. You get one spring break, he'll get the next spring break. And as it's set forth in the order, it'll tell you how the Christmas and Thanksgiving holidays will pan out.
Okay.
All right. Mr. Wright is going to email y'all a copy of the order as amended. And
So you said that we have 3 days to appeal the child support?
yes, sir. You have 3 days to appeal the entire order if you so desire. This is the 255th court. You have 3 working days in which to appeal to that court. That court will give you what's called a trial de novo. They'll let you tell the story over again. And then then that court will make an independent decision as to what it believes is fair and just. Okay?
Thank you.
All right. We appreciate y'all's time. You can press leave and you're free to go.
Thank you.
That I was only.
So, in conclusion, guys, fellas, so mandated court orders are just like the minimum that you are as a parent required to do for a child. It's the minimum. Now, a lot of people think you got to stick to that. And the court's not going to tell you that you can do whatever you please. They're not going to tell you that. All they're going to tell you is what is standard in the law. And the law says, like he said, if they're within 100 miles of each other, he gets the child every other weekend, including the 5th weekend and every Thursday. Or every Thursday, I believe, he can pick the child up, bring it back home that night. But if you choose to do something outside of that order, that's fine too. What I would recommend you do is if you choose to, let's say, hey, I'm in town, or hey, I got some free time. Can I get my child and they kick it with me for a couple of days, or I keep for a couple of days. Make sure that's in writing, whether it be a text message, email, or what have you. So that way, when both of y'all agree, then it's in stone. Just in case somebody want to try to go to court and say, well, he took the child and kidnapped it. No, we got it right here in an email and or text message. And we also video call, whatever the case may be. And took pictures of the drop off and the pickup. Okay, so just make sure you got your bases covered. But yeah, so court orders are the minimum, including the money, including like he was paying what, $350, $360 a month for child support. If he wants to give more, he can. Now the thing about it is, it's not going to count towards child support unless she says, and they have it in writing somehow, that hey, he gave me this in addition to his regular child support. What you should so what you can do let's say if, and I know it's a lot, but again, I'm the type of person that say, hey, I don't agree with child support, but in this system, get on it. If you want to give the mother of your child, if you want, if she asks for extra money, need extra money for something more money, I can say extra, needs more money for what goes on with the child. Send it, you know what I'm saying? Put it in send it to the courts. Send it to the attorney general. Say, hey, I want to pay extra this month. Give her extra money. Do it that way. I believe you can do it that way. Do it that way. Or because even come and tell you, because nothing, if you want to count towards your child support. Now, if you don't, I mean, when I was on child support, my child was old enough, she would ask for things. I just send her the money. You know what I'm saying? Hell, her mother would say that my child needs some extra stuff. I would just send the money. It was no question. I'm not really tripping. I wasn't really tripping on child support because I take care of my children. It's just what I do. But so there's no problem. But if you want to be sticklers, if you've got a baby mama that's crazy, or a baby mama or baby daddy you can't count on, or both of them throw the other one is thrown off or whatever. I'm trying to do everything you can through the court system, as jacked up as it is, but it can save you. Because I'm sure y'all saw in the video that if you get behind on child support, interest is 6% and it just accumulates. And the thing about it is, luckily with this court case, the judge kept the order for the temporary order of 350, 360. I should have wrote that down. But anyway, $350, $360. Judge kept that order. So, which means that he shouldn't be in arrears if he's been paying that money up until now. Now, in my case, the order was at a certain amount. And then with the final judgment, the order went up. I forgot how much more, maybe like $25, $50 more a month, plus her lawyer fees. So anyway, um, so it went up. So when that final order came down, what that final judge said, that order goes all the way back to the beginning. So I started out in arrears from day one, and I did nothing wrong. Crazy, right? But I ended up catching that up. So it was like an extra $50 a month because I remember I was paying an extra $50 a month up until I forgot how many years. It may have been a year or two. Because actually I was paying what I was doing. That's you can't pay more because I was paying. I was like sending extra money because, like I told you, I knew somebody who said, "Hey, if you're in arrears, pay more because if not, that arrears, that interest, it accrues interest over time, and it's just gonna be more and more and more. So figure out what you owe and pay that money extra, send it in every month." And that's what I did. I sent the extra in every month. By the time I got done with that, it was like I said, it was like $50 a month extra. I sent that in. And then when I was done with that, I started to send, I had to send my ex, I think it was or $50 every 2 weeks, something like that. And then with my ex, I was sending her so much money every month to pay her lawyer fee. Because even though I had to pay the lawyer fees, it wasn't part of the child support. So they really didn't keep up with that. That would have been something that, and luckily, she didn't stress it. She didn't press it. You know what I'm saying? At all. She never said. Now she did like once the rear once it got like towards the end, maybe the last couple of years of child support, I think she contacted me and said that her lawyer was wondering if I paid, the lawyer fees back. And the lawyer was like threatening to take me to court or whatever the case may be. And she's like, no. So she called me and said, hey, the lawyer's talking about this, that, and that. I said, okay, well, hey, I'll start paying on this on such a day, and I'll give you this much money a month, this, and third. Boom. So we did that. So that worked out pretty good. So it's almost like what I was paying extra for. It's like I was paying extra for child support. Well, not extra. The phantom rearage for child support. Then I was paying the lawyer fee, but then I was paying extra on like the lawyer fee. I was paying extra on all of it, really. I know a minimum I was going to pay, but then if I had the minimum, if I had more, I put more on it to hurry up and get done with, to get caught up. Because what's crazy, if you look at like, was it Credit Karma? I was looking at Credit Karma, and it was saying that I was behind on child support, like for a long time, for like, I forgot how long it was. God, I need to pull that up and see. but it said I was behind on child support for a long time. But I was paying it, but it was that rearage. It was that automatic rearage that hit on, you know what I'm saying? When that final gavel was hit and that court paper was signed. So it made me look like I was behind. I'm like, damn, I can't. But in reality, I wasn't, because when nobody trying to come arrest me and nothing like that. They just, they understood that, I was paying. I mean, the courts understood that I was paying, because it was the agreement to pay so much a month. It was the agreement. But on your credit, which is important, because this stuff goes on your credit. It was saying that I was behind child support for a long period of time until I actually paid it off. But anyway, that's in the past. Like I said, when I got done, I got that refund check at the end, and that was good. I think I still got it in the drawer somewhere. So you know what I'm saying. So that's all in the past. But hey, just want y'all to know, court system is jacked up. It is not for the father. They're here to make money. They're here to take your money. Understand that. But again, if you can't afford a lawyer, don't get pregnant. Don't have a baby. Don't get married. Don't drive. Don't do anything to where you have to go to where if something happened, you have to go into a court of law and you can't afford a lawyer. Period, point blank. But anyway, tell me what you think about this story. Leave your comments below. Share it with the world. Let's have an intelligent conversation. You know how we do around here. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Those 4 things cost you maybe a couple of minutes out of your day, but it means the world to us here at this channel. And with that being said, I leave you in peace and love, and I'll see you on the other side.